Hello, everybody. See a couple people here. Lisa. Hi, Lisa.
I'm here.
Must be you. I can't hear you. Hold on.
The mic's showing that I'm there.
Yep, you're good. I got you.
Okay. I'm glad somebody's got me, because I sure don't.
You guys are early birds. You got here before the presenter.
Oh, it let me in.
Yeah.
I don't want to forget this time.
We're all set. But you guys are doing your own thing tonight, aren't you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So are you just going to skip out, or do you have them handling that?
I'm going to be behind the camera, holding the camera.
Okay. And what time does that start? That starts, oh, that's after this. That's after this. You've got time. Hi, Galen. I'm good. I could read your lips. I knew what you said. There, you can unmute yourself.
There we go.
There.
I'm doing well, Kim. Thanks. You?
I am. I literally just flew in here about an hour ago we've been traveling the last almost 2 weeks, so we just came rushing in here to get everything ready for this class, but I'm glad everybody's joining us.
How does that traveling make you feel?
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fantastic. We've been working from the road, so it's been good. You know, get a change of scenery.
Absolutely.
Although somebody did just tell me that we were breaking the law by going to Florida.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, I'm in Louisiana, and New Orleans was a hot spot, and so the Florida governor apparently has an order banning Louisiana people. I didn't know that it was an actual order, but whatever. We had a great time, and it's all.
You broke the law.
We're still not supposed to leave the house. Come on now.
Oh, really?
Hi,
Oh,
ladies.
man. Hello.
I'm
Thanks.
Susan. I'm Susan Carlson.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, we just were bike riding, and I jumped in the shower not realizing how it's like almost 3 o'clock.
I know, and y'all may be wondering, why are they doing a class at 3 o'clock, well, Central Time, but we're doing them at different times to try to see if one time is better for, because obviously shops are across the country. And so, is it better at night? Is it better in the middle of the day, in the morning, whatever? So we're just kind of mixing it up. And, if people register, they'll get the email with the follow-up with the recording. So even if they can't join live, they can watch later. And people have become kind of accustomed to that. So with us anyway, that we send them the recording. So I think we have about 80 people registered for this session. So we'll see. But I am going to get started promptly in 2 minutes, and then when I do, if you're not muted, you can mute yourself. And
we'll just go ahead and do that. But I'll say thank you first.
All right. Very good. For those of you that, if this is your first time on Zoom, depending on if your computer or on an iPad or phone or whatever, in the top of your screen, you should, if you're on a phone, it might be on the phone, you just swipe, but in the top of the screen, you can see options for changing your view to speaker view or gallery view, if you want to switch that up. And then, although I'm going to be sharing my screen here in a few minutes and then going to the phone to teach the actual Instagram part. So you'll see that. So it probably doesn't matter if you change how it's set up, but just in case you wanted to, you could. The other thing is, I may occasionally ask you to give me a reaction with a hand clap or a thumbs up. And if you look at the bottom of your screen, it says reactions. That's where you go. So if you want to practice that, give me a thumbs up in the reactions if you found it and see what's happening there. Hi, Amanda. Okay, good. I see some people. And then, of course, if you're not sharing your video, then I won't see that you did thumbs up, but that's okay. All right, it is 3 o'clock and I believe in getting started on time. I know that it's, I don't know how many of you are in which time zone or whatever it might be, but for me, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I know several of you are in Central Time Zone, so you're at the end of your day. Hey, Jen. So I want to get started and definitely try to end on time. You are the first people to take this particular class. I created this class. It's brand new. I just finished putting the finishing touches on it yesterday. So I'm super excited to share it with y'all. The last time I taught an Instagram class, everything was 100% completely different. So what I'm going to do is, because Instagram is primarily a mobile device, you don't really manage Instagram from your computer, your desktop. The only way I can really teach you is to teach you from my phone. So I have a couple of different softwares integrated here into this class. So you're going to see some different things. I'm going to be switching. So I'm going to jump over and share my screen here in just a second so that you can see a brief, like, PowerPoint sort of presentation that I will be sending to you tomorrow. You'll get an email. It will have a link to a resources page we created with all the things that I'm talking about. It will have a link to the slides, so you have that, and it will have this class recording. So if you wanted to listen to it again, you could certainly do that. Once I go through the presentation part, I'm going to switch to this other software that I have that will allow me to actually use my phone, and you'll be watching me as I use my phone. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen now and jump into the presentation. By the way, if you have questions, please feel free to put those in the chat. I will be checking the chat periodically, but it won't be all the time. So don't think I'm not answering you or ignoring you. I haven't seen it yet, but I'll check in on that every so often. I clicked the wrong button. Give me a second. I clicked share, but I need to click present. So get off of there. Okay. All right, so give me a thumbs up if you see my presentation that says Instagram for Shops. Right now it probably is a black screen that says loading, which is not a good sign of my internet. Let me check my internet status right here real quick. All right, you should see it now. Thumbs up if you see my Instagram for Auto Repair Shops screen. Okay, good, very good. All right, so let's just dive right in and go ahead and answer a question that I get all the time, which is, should my shop be on Instagram? Does it relate to me? Do I need to spend any time there? Obviously, you're interested because you're in on this call. So let me go ahead. So when you see all these stats, don't worry. I'm not going to go over all of these, and I'm going to send you this so you can come back and take a look at it. But some of these facts are just really, so it says fun here, but they're fun, but they're just really kind of alarming and cool. But I was very surprised in my research to learn that Instagram is the 6th most popular social network. And I was like, what social networks am I not aware of? Because I know all these social media networks. And you should know that for the social platforms that we're all used to, Instagram comes only behind Facebook and YouTube. So it's coming behind Facebook, YouTube, WhatsApp, which is a messaging app, the Facebook Messenger, and WeChat. Don't worry, you don't need to worry about those. Facebook, YouTube, those obviously are good ones to know about, but then Instagram comes in right behind that. It is used by an enormous amount of people. Originally, we tended to think that Instagram was more for the super young people, teenagers, which it is. They love it there. I use it every single day. I love it. So it is a good place. I'm going to give you some more demographics on the next slide here. But one of the things about Instagram is that people really love it because it's clean. It's an easy interface. It's fun to use Instagram. Whereas Facebook, and don't get me wrong, I would say that my favorite platform is Instagram, but I would also tell you that I personally spend more time in Facebook. Instagram tends to be the place where people can go and not be distracted by all of the bells and whistles and the groups and the ads over here and this thing popping up and all of that stuff. Instagram is one simple feed of pictures or videos. It's getting great engagement, especially since they added the stories element to it, which don't worry, I'm going to show you what that is. I'm going to show you how to actually do it for your shop as well. And then Instagram is really very good for using hashtags. So I'm going to show you that as well. Hashtags originally started on Twitter, but then Instagram picked up on them and made them functional, and they're also functional on Facebook. And what I mean by that is when you create a post and you have a hashtag in it, you can actually on Facebook, you can click that hashtag and then see all the public posts on Facebook where people are using that hashtag. So I'm going to talk to you more about hashtags as we continue going, but it is something that you definitely want to include in your strategy when you begin to use Instagram, or if you're already using Instagram and you're not using hashtags, you definitely want to include that. I thought it was really cool, not surprising at all, to know that graphics or images on Instagram that have faces in them get much more engagement. And so a lot of times people will post, or say people, businesses will post, and there's no faces. It's just very promotional and heavy that way. That's not what you're really going for. You really want, it's okay to sprinkle that in there and have that in the mix, but you definitely want to be sure that you're using pictures that have people's faces in them. We talked, oh, let me back up. Sorry, I'm moving my mouse and I'm jumping over here to all these different screens. Let me get back to where I was. So when we're talking about posting, you want to be sure that you're using pictures with faces. You want to be sure that you're using hashtags in there, and then you want to be thinking about when you're going to post. So we'll talk about that, and I'll show you where you can find some data. But if you need somewhere to just get started, it looks and it seems and it feels like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday really is where people are getting, or businesses are getting, the most engagement. So consider starting with that. That doesn't mean you can't post on a Saturday or you can't post on a Monday. I would say post and see how you do, because ultimately, in the end, it's your audience that matters. My audience on my business profile may have very different habits and interests than your shop's audience. So when we say Tuesday and Thursday, that's just giving you a place to start. So post on those days, but also post on other days. And then you also want to be posting at different times of the day. You don't want to overpost, but you don't want to underpost. So depending on how far off the deep end of the pool you want to jump in, I would say maximum 2 times a day, and then a minimum of 2 to 3 times a week to be posting on Instagram. All right. Of course, emojis are super engaging. People love seeing those. But like a diet, moderation is everything. You don't want to be the person who every single post has a ton of hashtags. Every single post has a ton of emojis. You want to kind of sprinkle that stuff in like salt and pepper. You want to do everything in moderation. All right, and then of course, Instagram videos, we're gonna talk more about that as well. So when we're continuing our conversation about why using Instagram for your shop, it's really, when you look at it, 56% of users are females, 43% are male. That's pretty close to a good even split. So male and females are there. A large number of adults in the United States are on there. You can see, you can read through. I'm not going to tell you too much about the global demographics. That doesn't really matter to you when you're an automotive repair shop looking at your 5 to 10 mile radius. But it is just, as you already know, which is why you're taking this class, a very popular platform. 63% of Americans use it every single day. Every single day. So just curious, give me a thumbs up if you use Instagram personally for just yourself. And a lot of people are not on the video call. Oh, I see Amanda there, some other folks are. What about for your shop? Are you using it for your shop so far? Okay, couple there. All right, well, let's continue on. First things first is getting your business profile set up properly. Make sure that if you have not already created your Instagram profile, that you want to start it off on the right foot and be sure that you're creating a business account. When Instagram first came onto the market, there was one type of profile. It was just one, like Twitter, right? There was no business profile or no personal profile. Well, then I want to say maybe 2 years ago, they opened it up for you. There can be a personal profile, but there's also a business profile. The business profile is going to have some different features for you, and it will also allow you to see some specific insights and data about your performance for your business profile. You want your profile, and look, some of these shops, I just did a search. I don't even know Wally's Precision Auto Care, but I just liked how some of them looked, and I liked what they were doing with their Instagram. And so I took screenshots and I messaged every one of them, and I think they all responded. But I said, hey, I love what you're doing. Can I use your shop as an example in my class? So Wally's, if you're in here, I hope that you were one of the ones that said, yeah, you can use it, because I don't know if I got permission from everybody, but it's all good, right? So anyway, Wally's Precision Auto Care, you can see they're in Vegas. And when you just look at their profile, it just looks nice. You can see their logo very nicely as their profile image. I can see where they're located. There's a link to their website. And their description is good. I get that if I have a Honda or a Toyota, which we all know that also includes the other brands there, then this would be the place for me to go if I was in that Las Vegas area. So you want a good profile image. You want a well done bio, which is a short description. You can use a hashtag in there if you wanted to, include your contact info. You can connect, because if you didn't know this, Facebook owns Instagram. So the integration between Facebook and Instagram is really rock solid. And so you can actually have your Instagram profile connected to your Facebook page. And I'll show you where that setting is. You want to go through, make sure all of your settings are optimized. And then highlights. This profile doesn't have one, so I'm going to come back to that and show you what that is on another profile. But here's an example of a properly set up. By the way, highlights, if you don't have highlights, it doesn't mean your profile is not properly set up. That's an added feature. It's kind of a bonus if you wanted to use that. I'll explain what highlights are as we continue going down this path. Okay. Once you have created your Instagram profile, the next question is, how do I get followers? Who am I going to follow? So consider following your customers. Organizations in your community. Maybe you're a member of the Chamber of Commerce or the Rotary or the Kiwanis Club or whatever it might be. Professional organizations. If you're in North Carolina and you're a member of Independent Garage Owners Association, or if you're in Minnesota or Pennsylvania and you're in AASP, if they are on, which I think Judelle is on this call, if their organization is on Instagram, go follow them. And then one cool thing is, so stay with me here. If you're a member of the Chamber of Commerce and you go follow the Chamber of Commerce, you can go look at the people who are following the Chamber of Commerce, and you can follow them. Does that make sense? Right? So that may be some people that don't know about you, they're not familiar with you, and you can expose yourself to some new people, because it's just kind of known that if you follow someone, they're most likely going to follow you back. And so that's a good way for you to get in front of some new people. Think about thought leaders in your industry, in your community, in the world. Maybe if you love Brene Brown and the quotes that she has and the things that she puts out, then you can go follow Brene Brown. If you don't know her, just look her up. But she's just kind of an inspirational, motivational speaker, coach kind of person. But you know, John Maxwell or Dave Ramsey, or, you know, these are people that are leaders in their space. So that's a good place for you to get started with thinking about, who am I going to follow? But you really want to be sure that you want to follow people that are going to give you good content, but you also want to follow people that you hope will follow you back. So thinking people that you hope to be your customers. So follow your customers, community organizations, professional organizations, thought leaders, people who inspire you. You gain followers by following people, as I just mentioned, but also by sharing interesting information, being relevant, having fun, being personable and likable. Hashtags are really important for gaining followers. And I'm going to give you an example. I'm in Hammond, Louisiana. Just the fact that I said Louisiana, most of you think I'm an LSU Tigers fan, okay? And I grew up in Louisiana, so that means I am an LSU fan. However, in my community, Hammond, Louisiana, and if I had my computer turned the right way, well, there's that right there. You can't see it, but that's a Southeastern Louisiana University, so SLU. Not only is that the university that I graduated from, I think I actually have something right here. Oh yeah, look. So Southeastern, right? Very green and gold. I don't know if y'all can see the green and gold there. But the thing is, in our community, the hashtag or the phrase that everyone uses is, and they do this, it's lion up. So if you did a search for hashtag lion up, you're going to find all sorts of posts relating to Southeastern Louisiana University. It's literally 4 blocks from where I'm sitting right now. So if I wanted my Instagram posts to reach people in my community who care about Southeastern, I would use that hashtag lion up. So be thinking about the phrases, the short phrases. So we're Hammond, Louisiana. A lot of people, this is very controversial here, a lot of people say Hammond, America. Well, there's a Hammond, Indiana as well. So some people hate that we say Hammond, America, but hashtag Hammond America is going to connect you to the people right here in our community. So think about the hashtags in your community that you could be using. Right now, our downtown development district is doing a campaign, and it's called, I just posted about this today. It's called hashtag, I forgot, Hammond, downtown Hammond grads, or grad salute, or something like that. And our downtown is doing this big thing to promote high school seniors and college seniors that are graduating. But if I were posting, I could use that hashtag in my post to reach people that are following that hashtag. On Instagram, and I'll show you this, you can go to Instagram and do a search for that hashtag and follow that hashtag. So every time someone posts using that hashtag, you will now see it. You can now comment on that person's post. Most likely they're going to be right there in your community. Another example, I'm Louisiana, so I'm a big Saints fan. So hashtag who dat, right? So be thinking outside of what you might think in your auto repair world. You might think you're going to use hashtag auto repair. Well, your average Joe citizen that would be a potential customer of yours is not following hashtag auto repair. You're definitely going to use that, but sometimes you're going to use a hashtag specifically to attract people based on those who are following that topic of conversation. So hashtags, inviting people, putting Instagram on your website. There are so many times where I want to follow someone. Just the other night, my husband and I had dinner at this restaurant, and I took some incredible pictures of the food, which I'm not that person. I had reasons for doing that. I'm not like the let's post my bagel every day, but I wanted to post about it for a specific reason on Instagram. And I asked them, hey, are y'all on Instagram? And the server was like, I don't know. I don't really know. And so she went and asked, and nobody really knew. So I went to their website. I go to people's websites all the time to find their social links. So put your Instagram link on your website, include it in email campaigns that you're doing, and then use Facebook to promote Instagram. So it's called cross promotion. You can tell your Instagram folks, I'm sorry, your Facebook folks, hey, we have an Instagram account. Are you following us there? And that sort of thing. Don't forget about contests that you can do on Instagram to get people engaged in the conversation with you and grow your page. So Facebook has really specific rules about contests and how you can and can't do them. And Instagram is going to have some that are similar. They're a little bit more free in what you can do with regard to contests on Instagram, but just be sure that you educate yourself before you do a contest. Make sure you're not breaking any kind of rules. Okay. All right. So content. All right. These are actual stories that you're seeing right here in the screenshot. And that's what I want to talk to you about, because quite frankly, I wasn't even using stories for a long time. And I was like, just another thing that I have to learn. Oh my gosh. And so then I started looking at them, and they're really fun. And I don't know if a lot of y'all are using Netflix, but you can I heard people talking about Netflix binging, and until I got hooked up in a Netflix show, I'm sitting there one day and I was like, how long have I been watching this show? And I looked down, it was like 3 hours, because on Netflix, when you finish one episode, it just automatically starts the next one. And so before you know it, you're like, oh my gosh, I wasted all this time. So stories are the same way. They automatically just go. So if you look at the screenshot here of Bach Automotive where it says heat wave, is your AC working? What I want you to notice is at the very top, there's 2 bars. The first bar has a darker gray. That's just showing you how, because an Instagram story only plays for 20 seconds. So that first, there's 2 stories. I don't know if I'm making sense what I'm showing y'all. I'll show y'all when I get onto the actual phone. But at the top, there's 2 gray bars. The first gray bar has half of it a darker gray. That's because it's about halfway through that particular story. So when it gets to that break and you get to the second one, it's going to automatically play the second story that Bach Automotive has going. But they're just really powerful. People love them, and they're easy to do, and an incredible amount of options that you can do. So you can share fun things, put some cool images on there. The one on the right is all that is a GIF. And it's a dog repairing the car saying, I have no idea what I'm doing. And it's the same GIF 3 different times. And so we just put some text over the top. This is just an example, one that I created. Put some text over the top, call us, and there's the phone number. So you can add, they call them stickers. So if you're looking at, say, the Bach Automotive one, the thing that says heat wave, that's probably a sticker. So when they were creating this story, and I'll show you how to do this, you could go into the little section that says stickers and type in a search for all kinds of things, and it shows you all these different little fun images, or they're called stickers, that you can put on your graphic. You can see that they have Bach Automotive at the top. That is where you can add your location. And then at the bottom, it says hashtag bring it to Bach. They're creating a branded hashtag that they're probably using several times. My friend Lisa is here with Wyman Automotive, and I know that on their social, the hashtag the Wyman Way is something that's been being used, and so you can create your own hashtag branded for your company, to kind of get creative and just drive home a fact or a point that you want to push to someone. So you can add a hashtag into your story as well, because when people do a search on Instagram for that hashtag, you want your story to show up in those results. You can also put all sorts of text on there. I'm going to show you how you can use the templates that are already built into Instagram to ask questions. You can put something up there. Maybe you're going to go with Talk to the Tech Tuesday, and you post on your Instagram story on Tuesday morning, ask us questions today. And maybe you post a picture of the tech that's going to be answering questions for that day. And, you know, you can just do some fun stuff and make people feel like they're connecting. My son is about to come rolling up in here. I need to let him know that I'm on a call. So sorry about that, y'all. He didn't know I was in here. All right, so Instagram stories, they're fun. You can do some really cool things with them. I wanted to show you some stats about how effective stories are and the growth of them. As you can see here, that in 2016, 100 million people were actively daily using Instagram stories. In January of 2019, so this is actually a year old, but it was up to 500 million. And so it's just showing you the growth of Instagram stories. And the cool thing is you can post on an Instagram story, and if Instagram is connected to your Facebook page, then you can have it automatically share that story onto your Facebook story as well. So keep that in mind. You definitely want to keep those connected. All right, so we've talked about the hashtags. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on that. We've already really talked about them. I want to give you some examples, and again, I'm just going to touch on this real fast, and then I want to get into Instagram to actually show you live some stuff. So photos and videos and stories, that's what you have to work with when it comes to Instagram. There's really not much more than you can do with it other than that. You can do ads on Instagram as well, but that's a whole nother class. Here are some ideas of some content that you can do, and this is just scratching the surface. I would really recommend that you go follow some other automotive repair shops. So what you might do on your personal profile is go do a search for auto repair or repair shop or whatever it might be, like industry related. Maybe you're a Napa shop. Maybe you do a search for hashtag Napa shop or Napa auto care, Napa car care, so along those lines. And you follow that hashtag because you're going to start seeing posts from other shops. So look at what other shops are doing and allow that to inspire you in your strategy. So showcase your service creatively. Have fun. Remember that when people are using Instagram, your post needs to slow their scroll. What content are you going to post that's going to cause someone to say, whoa, wait, what was that? Let me back up, right? Think about what stops you in your feed. So when you're creating a post, really think to yourself, would this cause me to like this or to comment on this? By the way, fun fact, on Instagram, when you're scrolling, if you like what you see, you can just double tap the image and that likes the image. You don't have to touch the little heart to like it. You can double tap it. So do some behind the scenes. People love that. And look, when you go behind the scenes and you show people the incredibly expensive equipment that you have, they're going to be much less likely to question how much you're charging for something. If you can show them what you're doing back there, or this may seem scary, but if you look at this A1 Auto Lincoln screenshot on the right, if you look at the 4th post down on the right, the one next to Will Ferrell and underneath the flowers, that's an engine, right? I see that and I get hives. I'm like, oh my God, this is why I'm paying my repair shop, because I don't want to be in there. I know that when we had our shop, my husband he was a Mercedes mechanic. He loved replacing the evaporator core on a very specific Mercedes vehicle. I don't remember which one it was, but he called it gravy because I think that the book time was like, I don't know, 20 hours, and he could do it in 6. And he was incredibly smart, efficient, incredible, did a great job. And so he loved doing that. But one day, a friend of his came by and he saw the repair in process. So if you've done a Mercedes evaporator core, literally almost the whole dash comes off and all of the wires are out, and it looks like the most awful mess you've ever seen. And so if you were brave enough to take a picture of that and allow customers to see I would even post it and say, what do you think's happening here? Right? And get some engagement going. And I'll then tell people, actually what's happening here is our professional technician is doing this. He's repairing this. This is what he's doing. And it allows people to see behind the scenes. Okay. Do some driver safety tips. Think about those teenagers who are getting a car for the first time, who are going to need someone that's going to be repairing their vehicle. Traveling tips. Look, with this coronavirus, people are ready to get out of the house. They're ready to travel. And so if you can be their resource and giving them helpful information, that's something you can do. Traffic information. In fact, if you have, right, Lisa, if you have road construction going on, go post. You can look at Wyman Automotive's Facebook page. They're not on Instagram yet, but they will be very soon. But they have road construction happening near them. So there's a graphic nicely done, put together, that shows an alternative route. Here's another way to get to our shop. So consider if traffic is relevant in your area, and people need to know that. Photos of your staff, your location, happy birthdays, if you want to do that. I did have one shop that shared a very interesting perspective with me, with it being so hard to find technicians. Maybe you want to be really careful about what you're sharing about your technicians so that people aren't coming to try to recruit them. So maybe even being considerate of that fact in your world. If that's right for you, then be careful and be considerate of that. Customer satisfaction stories or reviews. If you look at the Knight's Auto Repair on the left, the very first post there, I think that's just a quote, but you could easily turn that into a graphic with a review from your client. Maybe it's a 5-star review that they put on Facebook or in Google, and you literally put their review right there. You put your logo, that's your colors, and then your customer, maybe just their first name, so that you're driving home the fact that you have happy customers. Information about local events, community initiatives, things that are going on, special offers, Instagram TV. That's what IGTV is. That's when you're going live and you're doing a live video. When you do that, you can then kind of file that video into a series. So if you were doing something like Tech Talk Tuesday, and I just made that up when I was creating this slide. If you're doing Tech Talk Tuesday, then what is today? Today's Wednesday. So if you had done it yesterday, you would save that video in that series. And then next Tuesday, when you do Tech Talk Tuesday, you would save that video in that series. So now people can go to your Instagram TV feed and they can follow that particular series. And I'm going to move my screen over just a little bit to see what this last one is here that I have listed. Building anticipation, offering exclusivity. You can do an Instagram only contest. So you can tell your Facebook people, hey, we're doing a fun contest over on Instagram. Come follow us there. Or building anticipation about a new product or a new service that you have coming or anything like that. You can use your Instagram for all that. So it's just some ideas that you can do. All right, so it is time for me to jump over to a different screen here and show you something different. Sorry, give me a second. I'm just trying to move this around. Switching softwares, y'all. And it doesn't look like it's doing what I want it to do. Hold on 1 second. You know, I tested this like 500 times. All right, let me pull up my Zoom here. Lisa, I'm gonna ask you to unmute yourself and tell me if you're seeing my Instagram screen.
Your Instagram what?
Like, are you seeing my Instagram profile, the phone?
No,
All right.
I'm still showing the point bulletin from the thing.
I'm so sorry, y'all. I did this 4 times. All right, hold on. And now I'm getting really frustrated. Oh, it should be showing you this. Sorry, y'all. I'm not happy about this downtime. Just please bear with me while I get this on here. You should be seeing it. All right, let me try one more thing. Oh. All right, I'm gonna do something a little different. All right, are you seeing me now?
All I'm still showing is your PowerPoint presentation. I always look at pictures of your RV trip. I see you.
All right, you shouldn't be seeing my presentation anymore.
No, we're not.
Are you seeing me now?
Yeah.
All right, y'all. What I may have to do is just record this in a different way and send it to you after this class. So I'm gonna go with plan B, which I'm not happy about, and literally show it to you while I'm pointing to, can you see from here?
Yeah.
Can y'all see this? Okay. So anyway, I'm very sorry about that. I don't know what happened. So I have Instagram up right here on my phone, and what you're seeing is my actual profile. And as I was showing you before, there we have a good, and so by the way, this is Five Stones Media, which is kind of our mother company. We own Shop Marketing Pros, which is a division of Five Stones. That's why you're seeing this. But what you see here is my profile image and a good description. And what I want you to see is that we didn't put a ton of information in there in our bio. We literally just put your marketing done. And then from there, you just see our address and contact information. These little bars across the top, these are what are called highlights that I mentioned to you earlier. So when I share a story on Instagram, I create a story. Stories only live on your profile for 24 hours and then they're gone. So when you create a story and you want to keep it forever, it gives you an option to save that story in these highlights. So my highlights are our company culture, our work. So this will be samples of our work. And then the next one is holidays. So if we're ever sharing anything that's holiday related, so yours might be tips, it might be our team, it might be our shop the facility. So you can save your stories right there in that section. So if you create your profile, there's a button right here that says edit profile. When you select edit profile, that's where you're going to come up. Literally, you do all of this from your phone. You create your profile and everything right there on your phone. So you're going to scroll through and you're just going to answer all of the questions. You're going to select the category that auto repair shop and get everything situated, answer all the questions that you want to create your profile. That's also where you would add your profile image. So you're going to need to put your profile image on your phone, because when you go to add that profile image, you're going to select it from your camera roll. Okay. So then in the top right, there's a little hamburger menu. So when you touch that hamburger menu, it's going to bring up all of these settings. This is where you're going to go in, as you see here. You click on settings, and that's where you can go to adjust all of the settings for your profile. Just like on Facebook, there's a lot of different settings. You're going to want to go through each one of these to make sure that you have it set exactly the way that you want. In here is where you're also going to make sure that you're set up as a business profile. And in here is also where you can go to connect your Instagram account to your Facebook page. So you want to do all of that, okay? Also from that hamburger menu, this is where you're going to see something that says Insights. And when you touch Insights, this is going to show you how many people your posts are reaching and give you all of the data and information about your stories and how they're performing, and allow you to get some data on how many people you're reaching, what's working, what's not working. It tells you the best days to be posting for your audience and all that great information. And then it gives you information about your particular audience. So that's where you will find that information. Then I want to show you the bottom of the screen down here. So this is the home button that will take you back to your feed of the people that you're following. The second button is the search button. Instagram calls this the explore screen. So from the explore screen, that is where Instagram is studying your profile and they're discerning what they believe you are going to be interested in. So from there, they're going to allow you to see what's going on. So they're doing a science experiment. I don't know why they're showing us that. Maybe because I have a boy. And I know girls can be scientific. I didn't mean that like that. But you can scroll through, and this is how you can find new people. But you also have the search feature at the top. So this is where I can go and do a search. And I'm going to do a search for hashtag lion up, because that's a very popular phrase in my community. So if I do a search for hashtag lion up, notice that I typed it in there. See lion up at the top. Is it showing it to you backwards? Or are you seeing it in the right? Okay. So then it's also suggesting additional hashtags. Do y'all see that? So there's a hashtag with an actual lion emoji in it. There's a hashtag with the green and gold heart in it. So it also shows you that just the hashtag lion up, I can click that. So that first option, I'm going to just click that first option. And now what I'm seeing is that there are 41,000 posts using hashtag lion up. I can follow. So I'm just going to press follow. And now when I go to my home feed and I'm scrolling through my home feed, and I'm looking at all of the, look at that Yeti, because I was just at the beach and I was talking about the Yeti and I went to the Yeti website. So they're advertising to me. But as I'm scrolling through this feed, if anyone posts using the hashtag lion up, that post is going to show up in my feed now. So that explore screen is where you can go to even search hashtags that your page can now follow. The other thing that you can look for in that search is this is where you type in something and you can see the accounts. So you can find a person that way. So if I just typed in auto repair, I'll just do it real quick. It's going to give me the search results for all of these profiles that have auto repair in their name. Okay. Additionally, we talked about hashtags, and then also places. So places, these are the actual locations. So even if your company does not have an Instagram profile, go do a search and click on places to see, for example, Ronnie's mobile auto. We're not going to go with mobile because that's not actual location. So this one, if people have checked in to your location, then their posts are going to show there. So even if you don't have a profile, they're still checking in and posting a picture. You can go see what they've been posting about your particular location. All of that's going to be in that search button at the bottom. The plus is where you would go to create a new post, which I'm going to show you. This heart, these are any posts that you have liked or you wanted to save. And then the last one is how you would get to your profile. So I'm going to show you how to create a post. You just touch the plus right here at the bottom. And then it's going to pull up your camera roll. All right. So from there, you're going to pick the picture or the video that you want to use to create a post. So I see my friend Jen Ryan Flesh is in here. She doesn't kill me for picking this picture. I asked her if I could use a couple of pictures. So this one is, remember we said we want to use images with faces. This is a face, but it's also very funny, and I can see people really loving this. So I selected this image. Okay, you see the technician there, just kind of goofing off. You know those moments, capture those moments, have fun with them. So I'm just gonna select that. And then there's all kind of filters you can do at the bottom. If you wanna change how it looks, this color, that color, you can do that. I'm just gonna click next. And then it brings me to the caption part. So I can type in there, caption this photo. I could say, I'm going to call him Tommy, Jen, I don't know his name, but I'm going to say, what do you think Tommy was thinking at this moment? Or, hey, I'm really ready for Friday. Are you ready for Friday? Something, just something fun and engaging. You can put some hashtags in there. You can put some emojis in there. Then it says tag people. You can tag him in this post, which will then show up on his profile. You may or may not want to do that. It depends on your strategy and how you're going about that. Then you can add your location. You would just select add location, and you would type in the name of your shop and tag your actual location. The next thing you'll do is you would click share. Now, I'm not going to click share because I'm on my 5 Stones account, but that's what you would do to create a new post. The next thing I want to show you is the stories. So I'm going to click on home again, come back home, and now across the top, there are all of these circle. These are stories. These are not posts that live on a page forever. These are posts that someone created that's only going to stay on that profile for 24 hours. Lots of people are coming right here to the beginning and they start watching. So I'm going to click on this one. Here's a story. And y'all know I don't know what's showing, so don't hate me if something's inappropriate. I don't know what it is. So it's moving on. This is probably an ad. There's only like one ad in every, I think, 5 stories. So you can see that it's just moving from one to the next. And what I can do is down at the bottom, I can send that person a message. I can forward that story to a friend if I want to, or I can click in there and you can see that I can send them some reactions. I can, do the happy face or the one with the hearts or this is sad or whatever it might be. So that is how you watch stories right across the top. And the thing is, Instagram is very smart. They're owned by Facebook. They know what you're interested in. So every single time you come back to your Instagram profile, they're going to be showing you different stories based on your engagement, who you are engaging with, and the topics that they know that you like to see. They want you to have a fresh experience every time you come back. So you may not see, if I'm super good for my husband, all right, if I'm connected to my husband on Instagram, which I am, but he never posts, If he posted on Instagram stories, when I come here, Instagram knows I'm connected to him. They're going to show me his story. But the next time I come, they're going to show me somebody else's. They want you to have fresh content every single time. The next thing I want to do is I want to show you how to add your own story. And I believe, I'm going to check my notes here, that's the last thing that I want to show to you. We'll have a couple of minutes for questions. And again, I apologize for my screen not showing up right here. But to add to your own story, again, I'm at the home button down here. I'm looking at my profile image at the top. If I touch that, this is why I should be on the screen. If I touch your story, then in the top left corner, there's going to be a plus button. You touch the plus button, and you're going to come to this. It looks like a video screen, but at the bottom, you can switch from picking a picture on your camera roll to, right now it's set that if I just press it, it's going to take a picture. I can turn it around, turn the camera around so that I'm seeing something different. There are also all of these filters right here that I can pick different ones that if you're looking at a person, that's where it like adds the funny little deer antlers, or it'll put hearts all around your face, and it will do all of that. But if you don't want to do that, down at the bottom, you have these options. You can move. So that's set on normal. I want to show you the one that says create. So I touched create, and this is where it's going to bring you to a bunch of templates that Instagram has built in. So I can just tap to start typing, and I can just type good morning, right? Maybe this is going to be a morning post. So I just typed good morning. I can change the color of that font. Are y'all seeing that? I can change the color of the font right there. At the top, I can change the font itself. So if I touch right here, do you see how the font is changing? Right? So I can change it however I want it to be right there. I can, for some of them, notice this one says typewriter. And then right next to it, if I touch right there, it will actually put a background on that text. You can also adjust whether that is in the center, whether it is justified on the left or the right, or however it is. So you can add text to it. But then I want you to notice the stickers are what make the stories so great. Notice up here, it's a little sticker emblem. So if I touch sticker right there, then I come to a screen that has support small business, stay home, food options that doesn't relate to you, hashtag, mention, location. You can select a GIF, you can add the time, all sorts of things. So if I'm talking about a Monday morning, good morning kind of post, and I just want to be a little chipper, happy thing, I am going to select, I'm trying to find the one that I like. So the time right here. So I'm just going to touch time, and there it adds the time, but I don't like the way that time looks. So if I just touch it, it will change it. I can bring it down here. I can make it larger. You know, maybe it's 6 a.m. You can add a hashtag. So if I click the sticker again and I come down here to hashtag, I can type in a hashtag that's, you know, maybe a hashtag relating to seize the day, or bright and early in the morning, or, you know, quite frankly, here in Louisiana, I might say, good morning, Houdat Nation, or, you know, good morning, Lion Up Nation, or something like that. So think about what relates to your particular audience. Now, I don't really like this, so I'm going to select this and drag it down. There's a trash right there. And then I'm going to select this text and I'm going to drag it down to the trash. Now I have a clean slate. So I want you to do that, to just play around with Instagram. And I'm going to go back here. I'm going to add another new story because I want to show you some other options. Again, I clicked create at the bottom. And then here, again, you have these options at the bottom. So if I scroll, this next one, notice what it says right there, happy birthday. maybe you have a customer with a birthday and they're on Instagram. You can add a story saying happy birthday and tag your customer. But I'm going to come down here and go to the next one. Okay, this one is where you can do a search for a GIF. So if I want to do a search for car repair, just to see what little moving action comes up when I do a search for car repair, you're going to see all of these different options down there. So I'm just going to select one, but you can slide and keep looking at more. This is the one that I showed you as an example. So I'm going to let it pull up. Sorry, my internet is slow here and I don't know why. Okay. Go back to add that story again. So remember at the bottom, it says create. So that's the one I'm going to start with. There's also Boomerang, there's live video. This is where you can do all of that. So when I click on create, we're scrolling through. The next option was this third one right here. And it's a quick draw challenge. I don't ever really use that one. But at the top, it says see all. I'm going to select see all. And it's going to pull up all of these templates that Instagram has built in for you to use, right? I woke up like this. You know that time that the technician comes in and his hair is all crazy? That would be a fun little Instagram story that you could do. Here's another one. This track gets me. You could share. How about the playlist? What's playing on Spotify in your shop? You know, you can share the music on your Instagram stories. Here's another one. What am I watching? This is just to get people. You can keep scrolling. There are all of these different options available to you that are right there built in. I love using this one, quote of the day, and it's very surprising how many times people will respond to the you just creating a positive quote. So if you selected quote of the day, it comes up here, okay? Then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to select it at the bottom because I want to use that for my Instagram story. Now I have the options across the top. I can select that text and I can add in my quote. So I'm going to select the text. I'm going to just say, type your quote here just so you guys can see. I'm going to change the color of it to yellow so it's bright. And then along the side here, I can make my text larger. All right, so you see how I did that? And then I'm going to click done and I'm going to move it right there into that story. I can add some little stickers, smiley faces, sunshine, whatever it might be. There's so many different options in there. So I'm going to discard that before I end up posting it. But I want to encourage you to explore those Instagram stories, the questions, the quotes, adding little images or pictures that you take, photos from your camera roll. Literally take a picture and post it as an Instagram story. And remember, when you go through and you click next, it's going to ask you if you want to add that story to one of your highlights. So be thinking about any types of pictures that you would not want to lose that you can keep on your profile forever. So like I was saying, it might be my team, you know, our team. It might be, look, I know sometimes you find crazy things under the hood. So maybe one of your highlight categories is crazy finds or, you know, cool repairs or something like that, or cool cars or whatever. You can really set yourself apart from others by the way that you categorize and store your Facebook stories and those images. I hear people all the time who say, you know, how do I differentiate my story and my message because every auto repair shop is the same? Absolutely not. Every auto repair shop is not the same. Your people are different. Your experiences are different. Your company culture is different. which makes your story different. So if you have questions, I would love for you to drop them in the chat. I see one person did go ahead and put something in there. Minimizing PowerPoint. Yeah, I did that. But thank you, Bob, for trying to help with that. I appreciate it very much. I should have looked at that before. But I did do that, and I have 2 screens, so I have everything like all laid out, and or because I did this 4 times, and anyway, it just didn't work today. But if you have questions, by the way, my Instagram is, let me just pull it up so you can go follow me. You can send me messages. I'm going to close out of this and go to my Instagram account. By the way, notice I'm on my personal Instagram account. When I select right here, it will pull down. You can manage multiple Instagram accounts without having to log in, log out, log in, log out. So don't feel like you can't do that. So here's my Instagram account, Kimmy K. My name is Kimberly K. So it's KIMMIKAY. Feel free to follow me there. That is my personal profile. And my email address is kim@shopmarketingpros.com. If you have questions, follow me on Instagram. Let me know how you're doing. And I am going to get this set up, and I'm going to actually redo this part on the screen. So when you get your email from me, you will have the Zoom recording of the class. You'll have the slides, but you'll also have another recording of just me using the actual the phone, so you can see it better, because I know it was not optimal for you to be looking at it while I was sitting here showing it to you in the little camera. So I hope that you got some great information to help you either start your Instagram profile or do better with the Instagram profile you are currently using. But with that, I hope you guys have a great Wednesday night. Also know that if you have any topics for classes, if you're like, I really need to know about this, or I really need to know about that, let us know. That is why this class was created, because I had a number of people who said, I really need to know more about Instagram so that I can do it for my shop. I will tell you, we've had a lot of people, both when we taught at Vision, but also from surveys that we've done. People are very interested in a really in-depth search engine optimization class. So my husband, Brian, has that coming. You can already register for it. It's on our website at shopmarketingpros.com. Click on workshops or classes or training, whatever it says, and you can register. That is he's actually right here, Brian, 3-part. It's a 2-part series. So you'll want to it's because SEO is such an in-depth conversation. You'll want to register for both of those classes. It would not make sense for you to, watch the second one if you didn't watch the first one. Yeah, so even if you are not interested in doing SEO for yourself, this will give you the knowledge to be able to, one, know that whoever's doing your SEO is doing a good job for you, but also to be able to have that conversation with that SEO professional doing it for you. All right, someone is asking, do we have to ask permission of the customer to take pictures of their vehicle and use it to show the repair we did? Here's what I'm going to tell you about that. One, never show someone's license plate. And I see that more often than I care to. Be sure that you don't include a picture of their license plate. If you do, use the editing tools on your camera to blur out, block out that, license plate. I certainly would never use their name or anything like that. But I think that if you're being very generic, and instead of saying, hey, this customer had the car in today, instead you're being very general about it, I think you're totally fine to do that. But obviously no identifying factors in your post or in the picture. And I think that you are fine. And yeah, I think it is always a best practice to ask. I mean, I wouldn't do it without asking, just to make sure. So, anybody else? All right, well, thank you so much. We'll get this follow-up email together for you. I will do an additional recording, as I mentioned, and dig in a little further so you can actually see it really well. If you have questions, let me know. Go register for the next class, which is SEO. And we do have another class coming up at the end of June which I will be teaching how to use Canva to create graphics, which is your pictures with your logo on it, adjust your colors, that sort of thing. But also I'll be teaching about how to use Buffer, which is a scheduling tool. So that's another class that we have coming up. All right, everybody, have a great night. Thanks for your time, and I'll see you next time.